All right, good morning. Hope all of you are doing well this morning. Looks like we could see some green today, so that is very exciting. Looking forward to that, and about to start to go through my process. And so far, a lot of my picks are up in pre-market, so really liking that. So looking at a good day. ATXI PDFA run up. Yes, it is going to be good. We have until April 12th until decision date. I'm expecting a nice run on that one, looking very good. Mr. Varner, hello. Good morning, Andre. Good morning, everybody. Looks great. I agree. Let's work through this together. The market has been awful. Man, I have not been liking this, but as you can look here on the screen, I am still bullish on the market. I think we're just filling out this wave two, this bullish wave. Of course, it's never good when you put Powell and Yellen on in front of the House of Representatives, answering questions. It's bound that they're going to say something stupid, and it wasn't Powell. It was really Yellen who really said that that the market was overvalued. I don't know. I don't agree with her. I think that it's exponential how price goes. Now, of course, watching price action extremely closely, watching market conditions extremely closely. And so if we hit some bearish levels based on price action, it will be time to exit out of positions until we form a new bottom after a correction, just like always. But I don't think that's what's happening. I think we've had that. February 17th was, or was it 16th? Right in here. This is where the market was at its highest, and we saw a three-wave correction. So according to the Elliott wave, you have three wave corrections and you have five waves going in a particular direction. Now, we had been on a long bull trend, and this ended wave 5 of a bull trend, and we'd just gotten overheated in the market. And so then we saw a cool off. This was wave A. Wave B was the bounce back, but did not get above and failed below. So then we went into wave C, which is the lowest of all of it. I believe that we've completely closed that out, and we are looking at wave 1 of a new bullish wave. Now, this is on the daily, and we've been forming wave 2 over here, which has not been that fun, but you will know wave 2 is over. And once we pass this original height of 398.12, at least on the SPY, as far as the SPY is concerned, also the NASDAQ is getting hot. You can kind of see it. You see rotation kind of going back into the market there. And so I think it's getting hot. But I believe that this is wave 2 and moving on upwards. Now, if you look at the weekly chart, it pretty much says the exact same thing. Looking at the monthly chart, the monthly chart just says, hey, we're bullish. Forget all of that. There was no correction hardly. So, I mean, that's the monthly chart for you. That is a very large view. Let's look at the 1 hour. You can see here. I need to zoom out really to kind of get a good look here. So wave 1, wave 2, and then hopefully, or wave 1, wave 2, hopefully moving upwards. Anyway, going on down, but I like the daily chart. I think it gives me the most, but sometimes I'll zoom out, of course, and look at different things. All right. Let's talk about the 5 things that I look for a trade. Looking at a possible trade on the SPY this morning. And let's start off with number 1. Number 1 is the news. And to me, the news is bearish based on Yellen's statement that the market is overvalued, according to her. I don't know what she knows, but hey, whatever. So number 1 we'll call bearish. Number 2, the Elliott wave. In my opinion, we are setting up and should be closing out that second wave. Also, an inverse Head and Shoulders is forming on just about on the NASDAQ and a few other things. And so I'm expecting a real high. I'm expecting the market to do well. I'm expecting a recovery. So I would call the Elliott wave positive. This morning, the 10-year yields. Well, the 10-year yields, I've been putting a lot of emphasis on the yields. I'm going to change that up a little bit. So I'm going to combine those, and the yields this morning are bullish, and so very bullish. They are at the same or a little lower. They're actually a little lower, and those yields are kind of coming down, and so it appears that this interest rate hike might be calming down. So might be. And then the new thing I'm going to start changing, and I used to do this, was the VIX. So when the VIX is down in pre-market, and you can see that here, it's down in pre-market. That's typically good for the market. That means that investors' fear is going down and that they are becoming more bullish on the market. So I'm going to start changing that instead of doing the 10-year and the 30-year where yields were so important. Now I'm going to start taking a look at the VXX. So that seems to suggest that is bullish also. So that's 3 out of 5. Price and volume indicator will come in after market is open. After the market is open, and so we'll see where that lies. I get that as a text message, and we shall see how that goes today. So anyway, let me know what you think in the comments down below. If you're thinking that the market will be bullish, see what you think. Let's see what you think's what's gonna go on with that. Okay. Reading a lot about an upcoming stock market crash. Thoughts? Yes, I think that there is a definite possibility of a market crash, but not right. At least the data the price action is not indicating that right now. I do think that we will head into and could head into a crisis at some point, and that we could see that be a negative thing. But I'm thinking more towards the end of the year. Definitely watching market. Now, typically news causes a crash, and that's typical. You take a look at the coronavirus. People were saying, the market was doing so well, and it was continuing on that. And then big news is what caused a major crash. Now, I think corrections are more likely, but I don't think we'll see a correction until after this 5 wave completes on the daily. And this is wave 1, then wave 2. So I think right now we're not looking at a market crash. In fact, if you remember, it was not very long ago on the 17th we had an all-time high on the SPY. And so yes, it is calmed down. We had an amazing week that week where we were up each and every day. Now, so far this month, I am break even. I don't know where you guys are at. I was up about 6%, and then yesterday I had a terrible day, just absolutely terrible. And I'm pretty much break even. I might be up 1 or 2%, which is pretty discouraging for me. We're about to have market open. Pretty discouraging for me because I had that huge win on AVO. And that was a big win, and I went in big on that one. But I'm feeling bullish about the market. Gonna wait for the first 5 minutes or first 10 minutes, excuse me, and find a good entry point. Wait for a pullback, and we shall see how the market opens. But I'm expecting some green. So, which is really good for a lot of my positions. Most of my money are in bullish positions right now. And so I do think, I agree. AGRX and SLDB. Yes. Okay, so these are 2 insiders from last night. I do want to talk about them. First is SLDB. Now, I have call options at SLDB. So I'm in a fantastic position. Was so excited to see insider activity on that, and it was closing of an offering, and they did an offering, and not only did they sell all the shares in their offering, but they had an over allotment that they also applied for, and they sold those shares also. So very, very bullish, and insiders loaded up on those shares, big amounts. So SLDB is way undervalued in my opinion. It used to be $10 a share. Now it's dropped all the way down into the fives, and I think it's going to pass. It's going to get through 6, 7, 8. We're going to see a really nice bump with that insider activity because that shows confidence by the insiders, and so that's why I like that one so much. That was a report from last night, so I think that SLDB is really going to recover and be really, really good. Okay, so AGRX. Yes, AGRX had a great information and had great insider activity on it. I'm waiting the first 10 minutes, so let's go ahead and take a look at AGRX here. Okay, AGRX. Why do I like it? Well, CFO, Chief Financial Officer. Very, very bullish. Both of these were an open market. My average is $2 a share. I was able to grab some shares late last night and get some after this activity. So we have the CEO and the CFO. No one knows a company better than the CFO. And I also like, let me minimize that. So anyway, that's why I like that one so much. Market's looking really, really good. Loving this price action to start the day. Just about everything is up. Right out of the gates. It's going to be one of those huge green days because yesterday was silly for sure. All right. Just had a price alert on ZOM. If you guys are looking for a day trade, ZOM just had a bullish alert on that. So that one would be very good. That's XOM. BAC just had a bullish alert. AMC just had a bullish alert. Whoa. Yeah, the market is like, hello. So AGRX up 11.44% already this morning. Looking really, really good. You know, I watch Bitcoin each and every day. So talking about BTC, wow, this is looking extremely bullish. But let's hold off for the first 10 minutes. Let's wait for a pullback and get a good entry here. You don't want to go too crazy. But yes, BTC is one I've been watching. I watch it each and every day. I have a trading system for it, and I also have a video coming out very soon about the trading system that I use for that. I'm also going to be creating a daily alert, and I've been doing a daily alert over the last couple of days on that trading system. Now, BTC is recovering rather nicely today, but it is still a sell in my opinion. It is not at a good entry point. You might want to check out that level of our Patreon group if anyone is wanting that. Now, it is no Discord benefits. It is literally just an alert every single day on whether I think Bitcoin is going bullish or bearish, and I have been able to outperform Bitcoin using this strategy, and so I'm looking to share it. But that level of Patreon is $7 a month, and so that's really interesting. To all the other members of the standard, premium, and basic, I'm going to be doing an alert each and every day for them. So BTC, yes, at some point BTC will soar again, but right now it is way overvalued, and definitely a pullback is in the midst, and so I don't know if that's a good one to move on right now. Okay, so have not taken a trade yet. AGRX up 13%. Wow, look at that. That is great. AMR up 5%. Liking that too. Kids taking a nice little jump. also. So there's some of these insiders that are really jumping this morning with the market. All right, we're 6 minutes in. I would sure like to get a clean entry point here. As far as levels go on the SPY, the very first level I'm looking for bullish is resistance 1, and that is $392.42. So $392.42 is the first level. Then $392.50 is a big deal after that on the bullish side. $392.55 is after that. $393, so on and so forth. Okay, just got a notification that I automatically sold AMR. So was able to do that. Now with doing these live streams, I have to set up a lot of my sales. I just got to set them up prior to market because I don't know. It's just hard to take a look. I'll take a look at AABB here once we form an entry point here on the SPY. Watching that very closely. We are 7 minutes in. Looking very good. I'm just looking over my entire portfolio here, so excuse me. Okay. All right, this thing is really looking like it's going to go. I'd like a dip. Come on, give me a dip. Price strength is really, really strong. As you can see this here on the SPY, at least early on, looking really, really good. Also, if all of you wouldn't mind hitting that like button, that helps out the channel, also helps out these streams. Tesla, Nvidia, and AMD. Yes, I will definitely look at those here shortly. Tesla, that's going to be an interesting one to see how the reaction of, they just had a price hike in their car prices in China. And so NEO stock, I actually expect to really move today based upon that news. And so it was kind of on my watch list for that exact reason. Well, this market is not looking like much of a pullback's going to happen. We're really overheated here. So this should be interesting to see what happens here. Don't want to miss my entry point, so I'm going to be watching this closely. I've had no indication of bullish or bearish at this moment. Man, OCX down 8%. That makes no sense at all. PDUFA run-ups, ANVS is a phase data run-up that we've been watching, up a couple percent. ATXI up 2%. SLGL finally doing something good, up 2.88%. PLX down 1.75. ETON down 0.42. Well, okay. Forming a little dip here. Take a look, and I'm going to check out market conditions, overall market, what's going on. This is not wanting to give us a dip at all. NASDAQ 0.37% up. S&P 0.40 already, which actually we see it's actually 0.5 because we haven't pulled up. And the Dow 0.41, so the Dow doing nicely also. All right, notification just came through, price and volume for a call option. So not the best of entries. We're going to see what we can get, but that means that we're overloaded on the call side. So we're going to take a look here. $394 call options is what I'm looking at. Getting a pullback. See what happens here. Getting a nice, just a little pullback here. See if I can't get a better price. Waiting for a clean entry on this. I'm not going to pull the trigger quite yet. But my price and volume indicator also just went bullish. And so that is another key indicator. So we are 4 out of 5 bullish. So feeling really good about where I think that's going to head. Okay. Okay, so my call options just filled at $2.15 per contract. I went in on the $394. I went in on the $394 calls expiring April Fool's Day, 4/1. All right, now let's get moving. All right, let's talk about different levels, different things. Let's see. Okay, so let's take a look at different levels. The first level is 392.42. That is the next, and expecting a really nice move now, I think, on the market. Okay. All right. So I will take a look at everyone's trades here in a little bit on any stocks that you call out, but I'm going to wait for this to fully form. First level is 392.42. That is a key level. And I entered the call options on SPY at $2.15 per contract. Those were the $394 strike price on April 1st. And I really like to trade the SPY because of the high volume. So the volume is so high on the options that I feel confident that with big amounts of money, I can get in and out for a day trade. All right, 392.42. That's what we're looking for. And then 392.50 after that, then 392.55. All of those are key levels. Then after that, we are looking, oh wow, I am really nicely up in this trade, up 7.91% so far. Really liking this. So hopefully this continues. 392.55, then 393, then 394.31. That is the big one. So if we got that high, that would really be something, and that is resistance 2 on that one. So we hit 392 and bounced back a little bit. That was quite an impressive move that we just saw there, and so that is of course okay. 392.42 is where I expect it to. That's resistance 1, so it's going to be interesting. My notes on Tilray yesterday. Let me just go ahead and answer that question. Tilray had shown up because of the amount of volume in pre-market, and so it kind of showed up as a stock for that reason. That was yesterday, and so it popped based on average volume. So if average volume hits above 10% in pre-market, that is signs that the stock is ready for a move. And so remember that volume precedes price, or I don't know if I've ever said that before, but volume precedes price usually. And so I like it for that reason, and I liked it for that reason. That's why I set up an alert. Now, how I set up that alert is I look at the VWAP, and then I look at the upper bands and the lower bands of VWAP. And if I'm bullish on it, I'm setting an alert at that upper band as soon as it alerts in pre-market. So I get up very early in the morning, 5:30 a.m. Central Time, to go through these things and to pick out good stocks to trade. All right, so right now up 5% in this trade. Getting a tiny pullback, but obviously we got way overheated here. We went up too fast. So been rejected that 392 level. That is our new high. So we will wait for it to curl back up and test that high again and go from there. All right, so let's check and see how the market is doing overall. Ten-year raised a little bit right as that big candle happened. A little bit. I mean, we're pretty much flat in yields, and so that's not really overly concerning to me at this point. The Dow is really, really moving this morning. Okay, so this is interesting. Not liking that. A lot of my indicators are bullish, and so that very first 392.42 is something I feel rather confident about. Okay, well, all right. So we're below VWAP right now. And the market's just turning right now, just kind of processing. Easily spooked market right now. Very choppy. All right, I'm going to wait this trade out. Even though we've had a dip, I still feel okay about my entry. So I'll wait for this little dip to form. I do expect that it'll pull out of it. Let's see, bearish levels. 389.50 is my bearish level. So that would definitely, if it got there, that would definitely be my stop loss getting out of this trade. Man, this is a dip. Again, the market flashing in the wrong direction. Okay. Okay, so yield's moving up a little bit. That's the reaction here. That's what's going on. It's a reaction to price yields. Let's make sure there's not any other news. Okay, so right at 848. That was a while ago, so that wasn't here. Interesting. Okay, well, I'm going to look up a few stocks. I'm not liking how this trade is going, but 4 out of 5 indicators bullish, so I am sticking with the trade. Truth is, I should have waited for that to form. Probably shouldn't have entered here right at the indicator, but I did. And it got that move up all the way up to 392, but that's not the bullish levels that I think the market is going to hit. Okay. I'm going to take a look at AABB just real quickly. I'm going to be watching the SPY also at the same time. But let's take a look here. OTC stock. Okay. Well, that's a nice little gap upwards. Again, daily still looking very strong here. Looking very strong. I think it will continue to do well. So, yeah, I think that this one is primed for some price action upwards. Looking good. All right, let's go back to the SPY and see what's going on. So 390.61 is bottom. That's above, way above our bullish levels. So a little market choppiness down here. Okay. Tesla, Nvidia, and AMD. Okay, Tesla not reacting great to that news, which is what I expected. On the daily, it is still a buy. So it's definitely a buy. It's definitely at a good level for RSI. And This one tends to be a champ where it gets high and overheated and then sells off. And then when it gets too low, it goes upwards all the way back to up here on the RSI. So that looks to be the direction that's going over the longer term trend. On the 1 minute chart here, kind of reacting right along with SPY so far. So, which is not surprising. It's in the S&P, so. Let's take a look at NVIDIA. All right. NVIDIA, same thing. It is bullish on the midterm. Looks to be making a recovery. Should do well. Dipped way down here. Tends to do the same thing where it gets here, overheated, comes back down again and again and again and again. So this is another one of those type of stocks. Looking good. And AMD. Okay. AMD, same thing. These are all NASDAQ stocks. At least I believe they're all NASDAQ stocks. Anyway, again, on the daily chart, it's kind of the same story. And I think that my reaction is that the NASDAQ will have a major recovery soon, and that we're going to see a big time recovery coming out of the NASDAQ. All right, this is starting to turn upwards a little bit, which is really, really good. $10 pretty much flat. It's a little higher, but not much. Okay. My thoughts on AQB. Well, let's take a look here. Aquaberry Tech. Member of the NASDAQ. Same thing. This would have been a good entry day. This morning really having a bad day. There's got to be news. Not really. Okay, well, yeah, this is having a rough day. I think the AQB will do well. At least it looks like it will in the midterm. So, well, this trade is not working out, everybody. That's why you wait for an entry point and you're patient. I was impatient. Could have got a much better price. AMR. I did sell AMR. Sold it this morning at $12.87 is what my order executed at. I had just an automatic sell order on that. Okay, well, this stock is. SPY is not going in the right direction. Not liking this at all. Okay, so a new low of 390.60. Time to buck the trend here. 390.60 is not anywhere even close to my bearish alert of 389.50. Okay. Here we go. Let's get above VWAP. The level to beat is going to be 392. That is the next key level because that's the previous high. 392.42 is another key level. So that is resistance 1. Okay, as far as insiders, KIDS down 0.70, SCOR down 0.54, OCX down 4.93, that is unfair. SLDB up 7.44%, ADV up 1.79, and AGRX up 8.88. PDUFAs down 0.30 on ANVS. Believe they have a presentation today, so that will be interesting. That'll be an interesting stock to watch. ATXI up 2.98, SLGL up 0.94, PLX, which is a long ways off, but one we're kind of watching, down 1.36%. Okay. All right, so getting above VWAP is key. All right, now hopefully this green candle holds and we are forming a, that is what my entry point should have been, which would have been right around 205. So that's where being patient really pays off. I went in a little early because all my indicators, and I thought it could have been one of those days where the market just continually went up, and that never happens. So bought in right around here. That's when I got the options. We saw that big move right afterwards, all the way up to 392. So the price and volume indicator definitely worked, and then we saw a big time pullback coming here. Now we've pulled back into positive territory. And so I will wait out this move upwards until we get a negative cross, and then I will sell out, whether it's positive or negative, because in day trading, holding too long, you know, the enemy is definitely not following the day trade strategy. And it can cost you money by holding too long. And then let's say Powell says something horrible this morning, then that would be bad. Bond yields are stabilizing now, 1.64%. In previous day, 1.638. So pretty much flat. They were lower this morning and then popped up. Let's see what the VIX is doing. So VIX going up a little bit, but still down for the day. So the sentiment is good. Okay. Now we're getting a nice little move. Now it's starting to pop above VWAP. So as long as we can hold above this, we should be in good shape. And back over up to 392. So far down in this trade, 5.58%. Interesting. Well, we're holding VWAP very nicely. All right, sorry I'm watching this thing like a hawk. See, I cost myself 5% but not waiting for an entry point. So easy to do. All right, it's starting to move nicely now. Now only down 1%. So levels again on this trade. 392.42 is resistance 1. We're getting some nice price strength down here. Then 392.42 is another key level. Then 392.55. Then 393, then 394.31, then 395 would be a miracle. Okay. Again, where I messed up on this was going in too early. It was a poor entry point for sure. It would have been so much better here. Would have got in right around $2.02 per contract rather than the $2.15 that I paid. And so definitely was too early. Okay. Another strategy is definitely to buy in thirds. Buy a third when the alert comes in. Buy another third when I hit a smooth entry point, which would have been here. And then also go in another maybe third, maybe go in 2/3 here. That way, so I feel like I didn't miss out, but then I still get a better price, and then I get an average. So that's one way to go at it. It's a lot better for me if I could just nail an entry point and be patient. This trade is not going how I like. So we still haven't closed out here, so this could have a nice recovery and go back upwards. All right, good. That's very good. Okay, here we go. SLDB, not really doing that great. All right. All right, so now break even on this trade, or almost break even, so things are doing much better. It goes to show you how much entry point is so important, waiting for that first dip to form, and patience. It's easy to make a mistake on that. Okay, so retracement to 392.42. That's really what we're looking for. Okay, well, let me start taking a look here. So I hate how sometimes a stock is doing well, and then as soon as I buy it, it goes completely the opposite. Well, one thing you can do to help against that is that, you know, when you buy a stock, of course, any stock that you buy, you need to have a strategy behind it. So a strategy of why you're getting into it, and why you think it's going to move upwards, and then a time frame for exit point, whether you're planning on being day trading that position or swing trading that position. Like, for example, when you take a look at a stock, let's take a look at, boy, I'm watching this trade really closely. So like a stock like, for example, bandwidth. This is one that's on the NASDAQ. It's been it's one I like. It's on my watch list. It's so funny because I bought it because on the daily of here, and look at what a terrific value it is. And I think this stock is really going to fly with the market. Also, high analyst targets. You can look here, see high analyst targets. So even though this stock is dipped, I have confidence that it's going to do well. And so for that reason, I have confidence to know that it's going to be a good stock, and I'm going to hold it until I have a reason not to hold it any longer. And so anyway, I know that can be tough. I think we all deal with that, in that mindset that, oh, now I bought it, now it's going down. It's going down because a lot of people bought it or sold it, or it's being shorted, or there's so many different reasons, or news. But anyway, I can understand that feeling for sure. Okay. Got in a low, up 31% on the SPY call. Well, fantastic. I'm really, really good. I'm glad that you were able to do that. Very choppy out here this morning. Definitely not going in a straight direction. Man, this is not cool. Check out BA. All right, I definitely will. Boy, we've crossed under again. Okay. So I would recommend exiting your SPY calls at this time. I'm down 13%, but I don't want it to get any worse. So another thing you can do, and I've done this before, set up a limit sell at 5%, at a 5% gain throughout the day. That's another thing that you can do. But you can hold out. I mean, definitely hold out for the dips, but this is wanting to turn lower. I'm not liking it. And my sell didn't execute, so okay, so my sell just executed. Terrible trade. That wiped out the last 2 days. Hopefully you all made good money, but it's my own fault. I did not wait for a good entry point. I got in too soon. I could have made a nice little run here and done very well, but it didn't happen. So anyway, I decided to get out, cut my losses. I had a 13% loss on this trade. Not good. All right, let's look up other stuff and hope the market turns around and starts to do quite a bit better. Let's see what else we got here. Check out BA, so that's good old Boeing. All right. Well, the minute is not looking that hot. Neither is the daily. So if you're following the daily, this would have been your entry point. Yeah, Boeing is a sell to me at the moment, just because when you see this and you see this downward, it's going to take a lot for it to break. Of course, with the NASDAQ, if the NASDAQ does break, then that is one. This is one that will do very, very well. Also, with the recovery, this might be an S&P stock. I don't even remember, but yeah, this negative cross, I don't like that. So that's the thing I don't like. So if you're positive, in my opinion, I would move on. Okay, Craig, SPY going up, stocks going down. Yeah. Let's take a look at how things are doing. Nothing I have is really doing well. So yes, I agree. That's what's going on. Okay. Kids is down. Score is down. A lot of different stocks. My golden strategy, been golden. I mean, it has been so good. Every single stock in that strategy right now is down. So yes, very frustrating. QQQ, it goes the same direction as SPY. No, not typically. Not typically. But yeah, it's not having a very good day. Down a little bit this morning. Just nervous. Nervous over Powell. That's what's going on. Anthony, looking for a cheap penny stock for day trading. Well, if you can trade OTCs, if you can trade OTCs, ENGMF is on a tear. ENGMF. This has been just really doing well. As you can see here, although the volume isn't good for trading, yeah, you're gonna need something with better volume on that. So let me find something else. CTHR. Yeah. Okay, so what this again, volume not there. Let me take a look here. Well, HOFV, recent insider that I sold way too soon. And you would just wait for it. This has great fluctuations, as you can see here. Went all the way from, yeah, really nice move. Literally just wait for this to go positive after the next one. So you would enter here, which would be 671. You would have sold out here, which would have been 697. And then you would wait for this to close again, and then buy again, and then sell again, and then buy again and sell again. So this would be a good one. Hall of Fame is one I can think of that. Okay, nothing doing that great. I agree. What's good? What's good? Well, I like a lot the insider activity on ADV, SLDB, and AGRX. So those three are good loads right now for the insider swing play. I would think would be really good to get. SoFan. All right. Sounds good. Congratulations. Yes, I checked out BA. I agree, Craig. This market has been a mess over the last month. Bree, good job. 391.50 and back in at 390.35. NNOX. Let's look at it. Okay. NNOX. Well, that was a terrific value right there. It's really far down. Man, that's oversold. Look at that. Yeah, way oversold. On the minute anyway. Let's take a look at the daily. Yeah, I mean, this would have been your entry, so you'd be down from that. The whole market has just been rough. So this gap is closing. It'll probably close and then recommend as a sell on the daily. So if you're swinging this one's not a great one to swing right now. Yeah, I like the looks of this. I think it's way oversold. 39.65. I think that's pretty crazy. What do the analysts say about it? Yeah, analysts really love it. So this is a good one to watch for sure. Should do great. So see how our SPY trade is doing. Chart. If anyone's still in this. Gosh. Okay, well, can't win them all. Gotta wait for entry point. Totally bad decision on my part. So that puts us up just a little bit for the week on the 3 trades, or at least for me on these SPY day trades. Calls expiring Friday Yes, I would be worried also. Now, there is some good news here, and so depending upon what you're looking at, but on the daily, I mean, this does look bullish to me. I think that we come back down here, we fully form this, and then we start to move upwards. This may have been the bottom, and you can see these new bottoms are getting higher, and so this is starting to move up. And then also taking a look at the QQQ on the daily, same thing, points towards a very good one. This was the negative on the 2, and it's just taking a while for this to go. Now, key level is going to be it breaking above 324 on the QQQs, and on the SPYs, a key level is breaking this all-time high, a 398.12. So, will that happen by Friday? That's true. So for SPY and for all my different calls, all my call options, once I am at a week out, I am cutting my losses. I am not interested in being that. I don't want to get too close to that date. Even if I take a big loss, I will, because of that. I feel very uncertain. And I like to buy my call options when I buy them. I'm trying to get them 2 months out is what I'm trying to do. Or put options 2 months out. So it kind of gives me freedom, and then I can just kind of trade them based upon the dailies and based on how all of that is going. So anyway, that's how I like to do it. That's just me. I've had success in trading it that way. But yes, I would be worried. I don't know if things are going to turn around by Friday. I sure hope so. I think the market really, really wants to go higher. So I'm, of course, hoping that it moves higher and that we start having better days. I mean, this has been rough. And I have 2 accounts that I'm managing at one time. And I have too many NASDAQ stocks, I guess. I don't know. I thought NASDAQ would really blow out of this stuff kind of going, but this has been kind of what's going. Well, sorry that this today was not successful in the trade. Hopefully all of you got in much later than me, and you stepped away and got in at a good entry point. It takes discipline, and even I am susceptible to not having the proper discipline and not waiting long enough.